What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Muscle, and this is another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast, and this is the pull-up edition. Today, we have a really special guest in the building. Listen, this is a hip-hop artist hailing all the way from Trinidad. You know, we have in the building today, we have Mechanic T.I.D. in the building today. What's going on, big boss?
What's good? What's good, Muscle?
Thank you.
Respect and manners, fam.
Everything's good?
Yeah, everything good. Everything good for now, yeah.
All right. Welcome to Toronto. How are you vibing out here?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Like, I just had a conversation on the phone with family back home, and it was like, so you're going to leave Canada now? And I was like, not thinking about it, but yeah, I might just make Canada my second home, right?
Yeah. Good to go. So let's get it, because we like to go from beginning then bring it right up to
Nice, I like
2023.
that.
Trinidad now. What part of Trinidad did you grow up in?
Central Trinidad, South and Central Trinidad. So I was born Port of Spain, that is the capital, that's north. Then moved south as a baby with my parents. Lived in South Trinidad, Cocase and Madeleine. And then we moved to Claxton Bay. I have two younger siblings,
Okay.
two sisters. And yeah, that's where the life
Right there.
transition to.
And what was the neighborhood like growing up at that time there in the neighborhoods that you were living in Trinidad?
Okay, so from the period of moving from Port of Spain to St. Madeleine, it was more of a, everyone was around the same age, even the adults were around my parents' age, so it was a lot of street activities. Like, I know you all may not be familiar with island life, but we would play like cricket in the road, basketball in the road, football or soccer in the road. You could go by the neighbor and pick fruits. Neighbor come across and pick fruits, you know. Coming from a third world country, you know, when somebody has a system like a Nintendo or a Super Nintendo, everybody would go to that one house and play game, you know, because not everybody have the same system. So somebody might have a Sega, we feel to play Sega today, we go there, you know, and that's how the upbringing was in St. Madeleine. Then transition into the more residential area. When my pops got his house in Claxton Bay, that was more everybody to the self, you know. We still try to come out, still try to have that energy that we had in St. Madeleine, but it wasn't the same. You know, people were more to the self, it's more residential, you know. So at this time, we were a bit more, how to put it, middle class.
All right.
So everybody had their own system, everybody had their own bike, you know.
So nobody had to gather at one house anymore.
But we still used to try, though, because where I stayed in Claxton Bay as a teenager to adulthood, there was a football field. Or a soccer field, sorry. So, you know, we still try to gather and have fun there. We actually had a family day there, Pivotal Entertainment. We did a family day right in my residence already.
Okay.
Yeah, just last year, May.
Yeah. Got you. What came first for you? Music or cars? Which one did you notice first as a kid growing up?
Notice cars first.
Cars first.
Yeah.
And what was it about the cars that you liked?
So my uncle, which is my dad's oldest sibling, he passed away not too long ago. He introduced me to cars because he was an auto mechanic right in the street in St. Madeleine. So we lived on top of a hill. He lived to the bottom of the hill. And just the bare noise of the vehicles when he testing them out, he passing out, and I used to run to the gate to just see this car passing. And that was impressionable to me at the age of 7, 8 years old. And I'm like, yo, one day I want to be like my uncle.
Because you like the muscle cars that make all the noise and all the stuff there.
Yeah, because that's what he worked on, you know, a lot of American engines and stuff like that. So, and then he used to build a drag racing vehicle for a customer or a client of his. He was the mechanic for the client. He built the race car, the person go race it, and he would do all the mechanical work on it. So I was always intrigued at the noise and always excited when I was younger. When I got to the age of 10, 11, he started taking me to the tracks. And then the smell of burning rubber, I'm like, yo, this is heaven.
Yeah. Burning rubber.
Yeah. The tires, I used to stand right behind the vehicles just to smell the tires burn.
Okay. So do you like the smell of gas?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know what? We're friends. I can't co-sign the burning rubber, but I can co-sign the gas.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like the methanol. Ooh, that'll smell good.
Yeah.
Methanol will smell nice.
Yeah, no, I could co-sign that.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it was your uncle that really introduced you to the cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So then now music, when did you start to discover music now?
Teenage. Being raised in the family that I was raised in, we were raised in church, right? So at a young age, I was in the choirs, the church choir.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to sing in the choirs. Then, as I say, reaching that 13, 14, I decided with a group of friends in the church, we decided to start our own group, and that's where it ignited. You know, it's like, hey, not just being a part of a collective, but I could still stand out as an individual. And, you know, that's where the transition of artistry really hit. But music was something in my family from birth, like to graduate from, that would be kindergarten, to going to preschool. I had to play the steel pan at 4 years old to graduate. So music was something always there, you know? So that's when I say aware, I was aware of the cars first, but music came first because from baby I was playing the steel pan. Yeah.
From there, so then hip hop, because I know you dabble in hip hop, soca, and every dance on everything. Hip hop. When did you discover hip hop, and who was it that you really said, "This, I like this"?
So again, the whole theory with being raised in St. Madeleine, you know, everybody would flock to one house after school, and one thing that we used to run home to do, or two things I should say, mention: cartoons and 106 and Park, AJ and Free. So coming up in those days, when school over, you get home, by the time you get home, you get something to eat, you take off your school uniform, and you head to that one spot where everybody gonna watch a bunch of cartoons and then wait for 106 and Park, music videos down the line. And from there, that was my my inspiration to fall in love with the hip-hop music. Now, I had family that migrated, so I used to be in and out of the United States a lot. So the accent was something that I had to pick up because a lot of my family, my younger cousins and stuff, they had to pick up the accent living out there. So sometimes they kind of got rid of the Trini accent. So in order for me to understand them now and they understand me, I had to develop that American accent, you know? And it just worked that way. I could put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off. And just because of that, and then being influenced by the B.E.T, that's where I fall in love with hip-hop. I actually have hip-hop tattooed on my sleeve.
Like the word
Like the
hip-hop.
word hip-hop, going around a microphone.
Yeah. What artist was it in particular for you?
Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. What was it about Weezy?
His energy. I loved his energy coming up. His energy was, that's just the one person that, if you ask me, like, as you ask me off the bat, boom, Wayne. His
wordplay to this day is so crazy. You know what I mean? His style, the way his delivery, sick.
It unmatched. I'm being honest, it unmatched. Like, I wouldn't consider Wayne a battle rapper, but you can't really test him with wordplay. That's the point.
His wordplay is
crazy. And that's what made him stand out from everybody else. And I always say that when it comes to me getting into hip-hop music, I always want to stand out, and I needed to find my way to stand out. That's why I would say he was one of the main inspirations when it comes to my artistry and stuff like that.
From there. So then now you discovered Wayne, cars are still in the mix. So when you're in school and stuff, did you pursue, like, okay, I'm going to get into the trades of cars or anything like that? Mechanics or anything at that time there?
I was a mechanic at 13 years old.
At 13?
Started trade. There were after-school programs where you learn auto mechanic, basic auto mechanics. And during the summertime, at that age, starting to give trouble, my pops was like, you need to go and learn trade. You're not taking your school books too good. So here what? No vacation for you. Go in a garage and learn the mechanic work. So you're doing it after school, and then vacation, that's Easter or summer break or holidays, Christmas, I in a mechanic shop working. 13, 14 years old. So it's something that I was hands-on from then.
From back then?
Yeah.
That's well. So then so then now you have your trade, mechanic. When did you decide to start pursuing music also?
19 years old.
Yeah.
Okay,
so you put in some work in the mechanic shop.
Yeah, I did. From 13 years I started. So I got my driver's permit at 17 legally, but I was driving before that. Right?
Obviously.
My first project that I purchased and with the assistance of my father, I had to rebuild the engine. So the vehicle came home broken, head gasket blown, and I was like, all right, for your mechanic, worked it. My pops was like, yo, fix it. Here's a mechanic, fix it. And I was 17 years old, well, just going into 17, just about to get my license. I bought it to do practice. It was a standard, so get the standard practice in, plus I like racing. So, it all fit together. It all come together, and if I could go back and do it, I'll do it again.
You do it.
So that was the exposure to actually putting my mechanic work to reality for my personal project, while also solidifying the fact that I'm an auto mechanic.
You're testing it out on yourself.
Yeah.
You can do it for other people,
Yeah.
but can I do it for myself?
Exactly.
That's usually, doing stuff for yourself is always the hardest, that, right?
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course. Because if mistakes are made, you gotta blame yourself. You can't blame nobody.
There's nobody else.
If the engine fall apart, that's on you.
That's 100%.
Yeah.
So when you said, okay, I'm going to start pursuing music, did you get into a studio? You started to write. What was the process there?
This story does interest people a lot. It's not a story, it's reality, it's facts, right? So my sister, one of the younger ones, well, the older of the younger ones, she actually started working with her baby daddy back then.
Okay.
He had his own little bedroom studio going on at home. And, I used to hear her say, well, I'm going in studio to do music. And I was like, really? You doing music and whatever? She's 1 year younger than me, so she would have been 18. And I was like, you know what? One day I'll come and challenge you in the studio. And she was like, all right, cool, come. And I just decided a Saturday to head to the studio, and they played one of the YouTube instrumentals, and I started penning. And when I recorded, it was like, you sound like Big Sean.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I had something then. Something was working. Something just clicked there. I was like, all right, I could do the recording artist process as well, because going back to the group in church, we did record music, we released it. But at that point in time, it was still 4 of us. I was still in a group, even though we had solo pieces. But at this time, transitioning into hip-hop, I literally stood out and became Mechanic TID right there and then. I had to work for my identity there. So, because I did challenge my sister, right? So I had to prove myself now. And in that process, I trying to find the name or what name to go by. And at already 19 years, everybody already knew me fixing cars. The mechanic with the fast car. At that time, I had race drag, like full drag racing, street racing cars. So I was like, go with Lil Steven, Baby this, Lil Damme. Like, yo. Yeah. I think I'm going to just stay with mechanic because everybody know me as a mechanic. And at that time, I chose the name when I started recording and become a recording artist,
So it was Mechanic from jump.
Yeah.
So when did you put on the rest of it?
After the first performance I did, around the same year. Because the track that I wrote, and I can't even remember the name of the song, that's the bad part. But after performing that track and seeing the response of the crowd, this is hip-hop, right? And I'm rapping in Trinidad, which is predominantly soca. And to see people respond to me, I'm like, because people was actually like, yo, pull that again, yo, do that again, yo, this youth man, he different, yo. And I'm like, this is something I could do for the rest of my life. Because the crowd response is something that fed the character.
For sure.
And it wasn't something that I forced people to like the music. I just wrote something off the top of my head. It's probably one of the worst set of lyrics I've ever wrote back then. And the way people responded to it, it was like, wow, that was like my first shot of whatever drug you want to call that, that experience was the reason why I added that TID, which stands for Till I Die. Yeah.
So then it was there, the inspiration. It's like, this is what I want to do.
That's where the passion came.
And why did you think you could be doing hip hop in Trinidad and there's no real industry to support something like that?
Because I was raised to overcome challenges. I'm a 5th degree black belt, right? Yeah, that's something else I do, right? So in order to obtain your black belt in the system that I'm in Purple Dragon International, you have to go through what we call a black belt grading for 3 days. So you stay on the dojo, you sleep there, you fast for the 3 days, you don't eat meat, you abstain, all those things, right? And you would put yourself through some rigorous exercises. From day one, you're broken, your body's sore, you're tired, and you have 2 more days remain. And on the last day, you have to fight. After you do all those,
your body's broken,
is literally gone. So you're literally programming yourself to overcome. Now I transition that into the music where no matter what, I'm sticking with this and I will find a way, you know?
Because the thing with it, it's not a foreign concept to have rappers that are from Trinidad, probably not living there, like the Nicki Minaj, Trinidad James, Foxy Brown, and all those are Trinidadian rappers, but they were from America. So being Trinidadian, cool. Being a rapper, cool.
Yeah.
But it's just where you were at that point there. You know what I mean? Did anybody understand your vision except for you at that time there to say, okay, I want to do hip hop, but coming from Trinidad?
At the time, no. Only recently. My manager, Christina, and the whole Pivotal Entertainment, YCL, Kells, Vaughn, the people that I meet over the years, Noble Touch is one that really believed in me as well. Like, he was one of the main puzzles that got me to Pivotal, because I've known Noble for years, but we never worked until 2017, 2018 is when we started to really work together. And we just started releasing song after song after song, and got me in contact with my manager now, which is Christina from Pivotal Entertainment, right? But these people really believe the vision now. Before that, I was riding on the strength and the response from the crowd, the energy that I would put out, because it was so bad that I had to end up throwing my own shows to perform after a while.
Because it's like, where would you fit? There's either the soca artist, there's the calypso artist, there's a Trinidad artist.
Well, no Trinidad. No Trinidad.
Let
me get that clear.
Okay, so when you started out rapping, Trinidad was not a thing
not
at that
existing.
time.
No, it had no Trinidad.
So it was either calypso or soca.
That's it. Yeah, and the hip hop was starting to make an impact, but then again, hip hop artists back home have that serious crab and barrel mentality, where the artists will not band together and make it work. Whereas if you look at Trinidad, it's like everybody banded together and started from the street. Like the streets pushed Trinidad. So that's why it became mainstream. Hip hop now is like, who are the best lyrics, who is the best lyricist, who could rap better than this one, who could make it look flashy and all of that. And everybody was just scattered, always scattered. It had millions of different groups, teams, cliques, gangs, sets, whatever.
Okay, so there was actually a scene starting to develop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But nobody was clicking together.
Nobody came together. Nobody
higher.
saw the bigger picture where you want to take it commercial, because that is where it will really flourish. You know, staying underground and staying street was all well and nice for inter circle.
Yeah.
It would not really, like, guys back home would say they're doing this for real, but you're not feeding your family, bro. Like, so why am I beefing with you?
Yeah.
What is the point of me doing that distract to you? You doing that distract to me. And then when I go in the bank, I see in $0.00. That making any sense?
Yeah.
From the same distract. Like, what was the purpose behind that? So, you know, I just had to separate myself from that and decided to focus on being more commercial and not studying the back and forth rift between artists. And there are some artists that I still link with, you know, that I have worked with back home, both in the hip hop and dancehall. And, you know, as I tell my manager, I want to be the guinea pig. I want to see, just as how Swanee was the leader in Trinidad, let's see if Mechanic TID could be for hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah, let's see. Let's try.
That makes sense, because the first time I really noticed you, it was more of a reggae, not even dancehall, a reggae hip-hop song, Jammin. Had visuals for it too. What impressed the hell out of me was the singing, and then when you started to rap, there was no, it didn't sound like you were trying to rap. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You were rapping, boss. When you were singing, you were singing.
Yeah.
When you were rapping, I said, whoa. There's something here, boss.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I respect that.
How did you even come up with the Jammin, the Bob Marley cover there?
All right. So at that time, if you go on my YouTube, you'll scroll all the way down, you'll see Jammin to the very bottom.
It's the very
first one. I would consider that as my first official track and music video. More so music video, because I had music before that, but I never put it out. So the concept behind that was, at the time in Trinidad, again, there is no bookings for hip-hop artists, but there are a lot of open mic events. And I'm like, how could I get people to really tap into me, but yet still give them something they're familiar with? I have a friend back home named Mavericks. He does videography and stuff like that. And he was like, since he ever heard me in one of the open mics before I had official music, he was like, bro, you real dope. I want to work with you so bad. And after like a year or two, we finally connect again. And I was like, hey, ain't you the same guy who does filming and whatever? He was like, yeah. I said, yeah, whatever concept to do something to get people to know my name within the country. Jammin is Bob Marley. Everybody around the world familiar. So I'm like, all right, I want to do a Bob Marley remix. He was like, bro, you're talking my language. I love reggae. And he's an East Indian guy. So I was like, all right, here what we're going to do. Pick a song and I'll remix it. You pick the song. Any song you want me to remix. And he just chose Jammin. We chose it together. I wrote the song and the rest was history. We found the location and shot the video and that was it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. You could see, as I said, the rapping, that's what caught me. This wasn't, I'm going to try to rap. Okay, yeah, I'm doing something. No, bro. This was dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Another one that caught me was Don Dada, Forever. Let me give you a little fun fact.
Yeah.
Louie Rankin recorded his last interview in this studio right here.
Oh, big up Louie one
he
time.
Was sitting
R.I.P.
over there.
Yeah.
And we recorded. That time the studio was set up different. His last interview was recorded right here. You understand?
Full circle, eh?
Crazy.
Full circle.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What made you decide to even do something like that?
All right. Princess, Louie Rankin's daughter, one of his daughters, is a good friend of my manager.
Okay.
And she has been talking about me ever since we met my manager. So after his passing and they being good friends, she was just expressing the way she felt about how the industry treated her father. You know, a lot of big name artists and celebrities know him, but he wasn't given his proper flowers. And his daughter was like, you have artists, you're running a label, could your artists try something? And she was like, you know what, I have the perfect artist for this, let me try something. And then she called me, my manager, she called and was like, Mechanic, I have a challenge for you. And I was like, okay, no problem, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
And then she explained what it was. I was like, okay, all right. So I had to go research because I never met Louie. I don't know him in person. The only Louie I know is Shutters.
Yeah.
You understand? And Belly.
Yeah.
You want to ramp with me? Well, all right. That's the Louie I know.
Yeah.
So now, seeing that I've had direct access to his family through his daughter, she gave me the information for the song that I needed. And it was just for me to structure the whole thing and put it out there. And that song by itself did really, really well, where Foxy Brown was reposting it, Spranger Benz was reposting it. I think DJ Khaled had the notification. So they know of me, but I ain't making enough noise yet. You know?
But it's one of those things where you planted the seeds already.
Yeah.
So you just got to keep working until
That's
you get
right.
there.
That's right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
exactly what it is.
Big song, big visuals, everything. And that was actually shot in Toronto.
Parts in Toronto, parts in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at it, they'll be like, but wait, he fly out to do this or something? Like, no, this is my first time in Canada and now touchdown here. So we didn't fly out and do anything. It was home and abroad, just put the footage together and make it happen, you know? Yeah.
This is where you went hard, almost drill now, when you dropped Zest.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about that. What was the thinking behind that? And again, that's more like the drill.
So now, Zest was 2019, 2020. Sorry. after the 2 years of pandemic, we just lose
It's
time.
fast.
So we in 23 right now. 22, 21. Zest was 21. We created that track. Von Pro and I, the executive engineer on the Pivotal, he decided to create something that, because we have been working on other tracks, but he said, Mechanic, we had to find one. I was like, don't worry, Von, I have you. And I just started looking at YouTube instrumental and start back getting into penning and music again. And I found one beat and I was like, this is it. I'm going to write a song that is familiar to Trinidad. Because Trinidad come and take off, right? So now we had to play catch up as hip-hop artists, right? And one of the terms in dancehall back home or Trinidad is Zest. Zest is a big thing. You understand? Like, we don't say we're going to hang out or we don't say we're going to party anymore. We say we're going on Zest. And if you see people, street people partying back home, you'll say they're Zesting. So Zest became a local dialect. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to take the Trinidad dialect, put my thing on it, which is hip-hop, and see if it works. And it did work because I ended up performing in, I don't know if you're all familiar with the B.E.T now. It's one of the notorious places in Trinidad on the B.E.T Gardens. I perform alongside Skeng.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that was the song that I did. And the reception of it was, what is he doing? But you could still, people were still vibes. They had no choice because of the energy that I put behind it, which is Zest.
Zest.
You had to Zest.
Yeah.
You understand? But because that the culture of hip-hop music is not accepted, you could still see the wall, the blockage, because I am not that pinnacle of an artist back home, but yet still is still accepting the Zest. You understand? And being the fact that I perform alongside King and other artists back home, it was like, yo, no other hip-hop artist in Trinidad ever went in the B.E.T Gardens and performed. None. Up to today. Anybody do it, they'll be like, all right, Mechanic did that already.
Yeah.
But I try not to be bossy at times, but I realize enough is enough.
Sometimes you got to say what you
enough
say.
is enough.
Yeah.
You understand? I was the first hip-hop artist in probably, I might go as far as say soca, because soca artists don't really go in the beat. I'm like, again, notorious, right? And I went there with Johnny Bravo. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Of course. I was going to ask you how you even linked with Bravo.
He was the link to go in there, right? And
yes, because he was the bodyguard for Skeng. Was it around that same time?
Yeah, it's the same party.
That was the one where Skeng jumped into the pool.
Yeah, it was the same party.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
How did you link with Bravo?
Short version or long version? So like I said, in 2016, 17, I was throwing my own open mics, right? And at that point in time, it was creating a buzz. It was developing into something big. Somebody probably got a hold of him and said, yo, you need to come to this event. And funny enough, one of the artists there, DM Grizzy, was associated with Bravo. So when he got there, he was like, hey, Bravo, is he seeing you here? Ting. Hey, but this artist, you had to pay attention to. You understand? And that was Grizzy link. Grizzy and Bravo was good.
Yeah.
And now he just passed that link on to me and said, brother, you work with him. But Grizzy and I, I just talk to Grizzy nearly every 3-4 days since I out there. And, so he's a good one for that. That's why I said have artists that I could still work with, even in hip-hop. When Bravo saw me perform, after the show, he pulled me aside. He was like, you're going to go places. You're going to go far. I try to do the Bravo voice. He was like, you got something special. I could help you. And I was like, all right, cool, we go link, everybody saying the same thing for years. So it's like, all right, cool. A couple of weeks passed, we arranged to have a meeting with Bravo at Grizzy's studio. And I went up there with wifey, baby. We make the journey up the road. Hours we sat there, no Bravo. I'm like, yo, okay, no scene.
Just but another one of these.
Yeah, but I'm not the type of person to say, you know what? Exclamation, hyphen, whatever, Bravo. I didn't do that. I was like, suck it up. Wifey was mad because we out there for hours waiting on this guy. And it was like, all right, cool, no scene. Met him in an event, just happened to bounce him up again because I got booked for a performance from another associate artist that I work with, Prince Pronto. Bravo was there. And when he saw me, he was like, oh, yo, I do this guy bad. And then he called me, he was like, yo, I just want to apologize. I heard you came up there with your kid and da-da-da-da. I'm like, yo, it's cool. He was like, no, Mechanic, I owe it to you. I owe you. I'm like, brother, if you owe me, that's on you, but I don't owe us that, you know, that behind me, I'm moving forward and still doing what. He's like, nah, brother, I'm going to make it up to you. And since that, Bravo, anytime we need Bravo to do anything for us, call him and we getting it done. And because of that, he made the plug or the connect for us to get into that party in the B.E.T Gardens. He was the plug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see, if you just said, not even dealing
Yeah,
with it, you know what I mean? It probably wouldn't have happened at all.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? See, talking about Bravo, I seen you were in Jamaica the other day.
Were.
You and Bravo was out there.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, and I seen you on my family show, The Fix. Big up The Fix.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Big them up. I seen you out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because I know you have a song right now. And a birdie told me that the visuals for Van Damme.
Yes,
it's
sir.
pretty wild still, you know, boss. I heard.
It is.
Talk about
it is.
Van Damme, how you even came up with Van Damme.
Okay. Again, going back to Vaughn Pro. Vaughn does just go crazy with instrumentals, you know, production, everything. He always have a vision for everything that he does. He played the beat for me. It was supposed to be a rhythm. And when I heard it, I was like, dancehall, I'm not really feeling it, but, you know, I'm capable of doing whatever I set my mind to, right? So I did a full track, a rap song, full bars, everything, and sent it to Chrissy, and she sent it to DJ Wiz. And Wiz was like, Mechanic, it's nice to know you're rapping, you know, you're always on point with your rap, but I want you to try and do a little dance or something, make it more dancehall-ish, rap a little dancehall if you could. So I was like, all right, cool. Scrap that whole song, the entire song scrap. I still had the lyrics for it on my phone. And restructure the whole track, try the more dancehall finish. And while doing that, Wiz was like, Mechanic, I'm going to send you some names. See if you could call these names in these songs. See if because again, challenge just like Dandada, right? Give me the information and I try to work with it.
Put it together.
So he sent the names on them, see if he could implement them. I was like, all right, cool. Boom, boom, boom. Bill it. Send it back to Chrissy, demo. Wiz was like, you have it. This is it. Finish this, mix it, master it, put it out. So I was like, all right, we have one in the bag.
Yeah.
It's not one of my strongest genres, but I'm trying to embody it more now because I've seen what it's doing.
And it's part of the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it's Caribbean culture. And now, because of that, knowing that it's a dancehall, like I said on the Fix, when you think dancehall, you're not thinking Japan, you're not thinking Hawaii, you're thinking Jamaica. So I was like, go Jamaica and shoot the video.
Yeah.
I don't need a visa. I don't need none of just your passport, your money, and up the road.
Yeah.
So even before coming here, I was like, I should just go Jamaica for at least 3-4 days, shoot the video, and come back. It so happened that around the time that I was looking to go Jamaica, the Canadian visa came in. So I'm like, yo, we go and murder them. Take a week in Jamaica, shoot video, then straight up the road.
Yeah.
Now, what happened was Bravo had some delays getting there. He probably couldn't make it last minute. We was trying to come for Carnival and they raised the ticket prices to like $2,500 US. I'm like, are you crazy?
To go down the road.
And the day after Carnival, it was $700 US. This very next day after Carnival. So I'm like, all right, let we get a week or two after and see what happened. And it was cheaper. So we was like, all right, up the road. Bravo had some shows to do. That was the same time as Redemption.
Got you.
Right? The same weekend with Redemption is when we were out there.
Sizzler and all of them on it.
Sizzler in Japan right now. It was Buju, Beres.
Yes.
Right? So he was contemplating on whether or not. But I said, bro, my ticket book, I gonna do what I had to do. Last minute, Bravo's like, yo, Mechanic, I'm coming. It's like, boom, score.
Yeah.
So we up there for a week, thinking that I'm going to shoot music video. Now Bravo well connected on the ground out there as well. So we got there this Sunday, jet lag, because we stopped in Antigua, rest. Tuesday, Monday, rest again, still jet lag. Tuesday,
Yeah.
that was the end of it. From Tuesdays, active Tuesdays, on road. Wednesday, wetty Wednesdays, Lego the street,
You're in the
Thursday,
streets.
interviews, Friday, podcast, Saturday, work again, more interviews, and then Sunday, Bravo flew out. I came back, but in all of that, we did filming every day after the Tuesday when we start. Again, that was Active Tuesday, the name. And once we got activated, that was it. Every day we had something to do, every single day. So while being there, the focus was the video, but we tried to implement doing performances and incorporate it in the video. Well, you'll see what I'm talking about.
When are we going to see this elusive Van Damme?
Keep paying attention to socials. You understand? Keep paying attention to the social media.
Well then, talking about social, where could they find you on social then?
Mechanic TID. And I like to give this story because Chrissy said you could Google Mechanic and you'll find me. I'm like, what? And I went on my phone and I was like, Google. And I take somebody else's phone because I on my phone all the time. So the IP there.
Yeah.
So I took like a complete stranger. I was like, all right, Google Mechanic TID. Boom.
Yeah.
TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. One name, Mechanic TID. No underscore, no hashtag.
TID, that's why you were Googleable.
Yeah.
You see, if it was just
if I was just mechanic, all kind of nonsense. But once you put in Mechanic TID, it just everything comes up. I'm like, yo, I need to start checking on my Wikipedia, see if I could get my page verified or my name verified, see if I could trademark this name, because it happening, it there, you know, and that was it. That's that whole trip created this whole spark to go forward. And going back to the question of the video, it will be all soon.
Yeah.
I would like to say within this month. We just going through final editing. We saw a draft of it already.
Yeah. All right. A little birdie told me, say, yeah, it's kind of, it's kind of. You know what I mean?
It is.
Yeah.
It was more than I expected, because being a hip hop artist, you would like to see certain things as a hip hop artist, and them guys just deliver.
Yeah.
Prince, you know, Calvin Media, and Savan Media.
Yeah.
Them fellas knock it out the park. So it is one of the the most interesting videos that I've done so far. I would say it as simple. I don't want to get people hopes up and be like, Mechanic can get justice. And I don't want to sell it too low. That would be like, yo, this man was teasing us this over the top. So
we'll see when it drops.
Yeah.
We'll see when it comes.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? We're in Toronto, Canada right now. What are you doing up here right now? You have performance or anything coming up?
Oh, man. Been performing. So came up here. It was a... Sorry. Oh, yeah, definitely. It was a Sunday I land, I believe, or Monday morning. Tuesday I was out again. Oh, no, Tuesday we just did road, the weekend. So, yeah, landed Monday. Spend the whole week just getting familiar with my manager. First time I'm meeting her in person. And the very next weekend I'm on a plane again out to Calgary.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You've been.
Yeah, been out there. Calgary did a show with Planky Don, Lele, K Music, you know, just to name a few of the artists that were there. That's with DJ Wiz again. So we had that showcase tour part 1. Off the plane from Calgary after the weekend, met my cousin who I haven't seen in a couple of years, a younger cousin of mine. He in a car show. His boss have a car show with another shop. There's a flatbed there, DJ on stage. Cuz look at me. Hey, yo, cuz, you want to perform? I'm like, sure, why not? He's like, all right, cool, you're done.
Yeah.
Off the plane, on the stage again, jet lag, tired, because we had that delay in flight, so sleep on the airport.
The time is different back there.
Yeah, it's an hour behind, so it's like, how to catch this body thing. I'm like zombie-eyed. Thank God I had on shades and went on the stage, and the crowd was like, yo. So again, that happened. Then we were at Motions. Motions was interesting. But it happened.
Yeah.
And it was still a nice experience, good content, same way. Then we did Kaicha the other day. Again, it was well received by the crowd, to the point where they're asking for more music. When I finished doing my little thing, they're like, no, you can't go away, we want more. And, you know, those were the little events that came up. And then, 2nd of July, we had Kai Fest. I know that's a big event. First time I'll be on Kai Fest. And then 16th, we had Brockout Girl Remix. So, and yo, big up Cosby, big up Versus Entertainment, Cosby Group, and G Money, because we just did a promo video for that. As you see the drip here. You understand? So
shout out Versus definitely made it happen.
Yeah. Again, you see, it's back to it again. Off the little promo video into the podcast now. So, you know, there are times where it will be up in performances and appearances and shows and all that, and then it will just get quiet again and then back up. But one thing I try to do and try to maintain is a social presence, you know, so that way the supporters, because we don't really like to use the word fans, the supporters would always be entertained. Like, I at the point where sometimes if you go on my Instagram stories, I'm just walking outside and it's cold and I'm like, it's cold, guys, but I'm here, you know? And, you know, just to maintain that bond with the people, because I don't really want to be the artist that can't really socialize with the supporters, you know? Yeah, but definitely looking forward to Kai Fest and definitely looking to Brockout Girl Remix. Like, been to the location just now and I'm like, should I walk with my Speedos? Yeah, Brockout Girl Remix going to be different. Believe me.
You were at the Skeng show, so you understand that pool vibes.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's going to be that type of energy. I'm not sure if you're going to jump in the pool.
Ladies, walk with all your bikini and you never know what could happen. You know what I'm saying? We might have a little pool party.
Yeah. Are you on Spotify and all that there?
Spotify, iTunes is Tidal. You could, I don't know, everywhere, all the music platforms. I have music here, there, and everywhere, bro. Like, I just be looking at my catalog now, and it's like, yo, I crossed the 100 mark, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, in that short space of time.
You just
like,
put out a mixtape the other day?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I did Make It Make Sense is the name of it. So, a few original tracks, but a lot of instrumentals that people were familiar with because of the mere fact that when people are familiar with something, they accept it easier. Now, we're going to have a mixtape tour. That is going to happen.
Yeah.
A few tours that I would mention is the mixtape tour. We're going to have a Till I Die tour. And we're going to have a Dreams Live tour. And more. But I'm not going to name the rest. But Dreams Live, Till I Die, and
mixtape.
Make It Make Sense. Yeah.
Mechanic. Great conversation. What got me was the 5th degree black belt.
Yes,
and
sir.
What that meant to me right there meant discipline.
Yes, sir.
And you see, once you have discipline in anything you're doing, it's only straight up from here.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Exactly.
Mechanic.
Yo.
Till I die, right?
Yep.
Bob, let me give you an outro and get you out there because I can't wait to sit down with you again 3 years from now and see where you got. You understand?
That would be interesting, though.
Yeah.
I would love to come back and get at. Like, yo, these are the links that I don't want to lose, you know? These are the stages in my life that I want to cherish the most. And trust me, I could be invited to some of the big podcasts in the world, BBC Extra, One Extra, and you call me on the same time. I'm like, hold on.
But I'd say,
you gotta take a little break.
I'd say link with BBC, but come see me. Just don't forget me.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying, right? So, like, I would probably postpone it.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't deny them full up front.
Yeah.
But I would take, you see, this step that I'm taking and where I'm at right now, these are the more cherishable experiences.
You're enjoying the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before you get to the goal of wherever it is that you want to go. You understand?
Okay.
Any big ups, any shout outs before I get you out of here?
Yeah, and we could do a little something after. We could leave them with something, right? So, first of all, big up Pivotal Entertainment, Chrissy, manager, Vaughn Pro, YCL, Kells, Cash, Noble Touch. Should I go down the list? DJ Wiz, DM Grizzy. Who else? Nikki Poison, Shelly Belly. You know, these are some of the names that help push the Van Damme. Princess, Louie Rankin's daughter. Who else? Mom's dad. Family, friends, loved ones, wifey, kids, everybody that's supporting the journey. Yeah, everybody out there. I have a brethren outside the door right now waiting for me to come out, Rishi. Like, yo, he just attached himself to the music since he discovered me. And since back home, he was just like, yo, I need to support this guy. Like Trinidad, all don't sleep on him. I out here, and this man just keeping me warm during the winter with the music and the vibes. And, you know, we just maintain that energy from there. You know, again, big up Versus Entertainment, big up Crosby Group, big up G Money, you know, for making this podcast possible as well. Sure. You know, big respect. Big up Muscle. One time.
Come on, bro.
Yeah. You already know. So, if I leave out anybody, all of those vex with me, just hit me up in my DMs, real nice and calm, you know.
You'll post them or something.
Yeah.
You'll make it
as
up.
you say, post. Yeah. Grizzly. Yo, the man's teaching me so much about content creation right now. Like, I used to struggle with posting content back home, and he was like, Mechanic, you need to do this, you need to do that. And I'm like, yo, this man keeping me on my toes, and he just helping me with that moving forward, and I really, really appreciate that. Like, that's mad love right there. Like, I say certain things, and he was like, yo, you see about yourself. But I was like, bro, you're not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere without you, because you teach me a lot in this short space of time, and you know, it just keep growing from there and growing from there. Yeah, I just hope that I ain't leave out nobody for real though. I just brainstorming it while we talking that I don't leave out anybody.
You know,
there are some names.
Somebody's gonna be left out.
No, but there are some names that I can't mention. Yeah, they don't like the spotlight kind of thing. They don't like it, so I wouldn't mention names.
Shout out to the people that don't want to be.
Yeah, you know yourself.
Got your shout out.
You know, Q8. Yeah.
Leave us with a hot 16 before you go.
So, hey, we go down with the Van Damme then. Yeah, we might live my life, make money, make things alright, things rough, pocket them tight, gas price, gone up, sky high. But anyway, the girl say she want pretty boy, tired of the bad man, Levi's, Polo, Fresh Kicks, Van Damme, Trinidad, Jamaica to London, everybody sing this song. Yo, rave me want rave like ding dong, but to catch a plane straight Kingston, to the bad mind, me no respond. Kill them with the wisdom. Floss me a floss on a party. Don't call me if it ain't about money. Marvin the Beast, you think they ready? Hey, knocky boy, Shelly Belly. Gotta stay clean, govy, big bean. Renee 630, sweet like ice cream. I don't really care if you don't like me. Price gone up, me kinda pricey. Yo.
We're waiting for the visuals.
Yeah. Soon come. Soon.
You understand?
Yeah.
Bob, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Muscle, and this has been another Two Line Music Hut's Entertainment Report podcast, the pull-up edition, and we are out.
Peace.
This podcast is brought to you by www.twolinedmusichut.com.